I said more snow, I meant more snow. What's up, guys? I am back with another one. God, it's been a while. It's like you guys are like the guys, my friends, the ones I like to talk to a lot, you know. But on a serious note, let's talk some serious shit here, all right? I am so tired of this freaking place, dude. Where I live, it's insane. It is insane, dude. It's just crazy. Gotta watch out for snow. The issue that we're having now is in New Hampshire. I don't know if you see all this snow, but we get a lot of snow every once in a while. Past couple years hasn't been so bad. I was able to ride pretty much all year last year on the CB, so this year, not so much. But as the snow melts off the roof of your house, it drips down, and it usually starts at the top, like the very tippy top, right? And that's because that's where all the heat in your house, if it's poorly insulated, collects. It's right at the top, right? So it starts to melt, and then throughout the day the sun hits it and heats it up a little bit more, and that area kind of fades down. So that's why you see on the roofs of houses in New Hampshire that get a lot of sun or have poor insulation, you see at the very top, that's where it starts to melt and it starts to run off. So as it runs down the shingles underneath the snow, gets to the very end, and usually freezes up the gutter system. See, look, on that top of the house right there, poor insulation. So freezes up there, runs down, creates what we call ice dams. Now, ice dams are a huge fucking issue. They're huge. Like this house, all these big ass icicles hanging off of it, ice dams. And what that does is it ends up freezing at the eaves, right, the hangover portion of the house or of the roof, and it freezes right there, creates a dam, and then that water that melts it from the top and comes down, it starts to sit in those ice dam areas. Now, in those ice dam areas, it almost creates a tub-like shape where all this water fucking sits. Now, when the water sits there, it decides, hey, I'm gonna make my way into your motherfucking house, all right? That's where I'm heading, and it comes in, and it doesn't care where it comes in at. It comes in, you know, above your kids' toys, above clothes, all kinds of stuff. And that creates a major issue, right? Creates almost what you would consider an emergency maintenance issue or a leak. Now, leaks in New Hampshire are processed as emergency maintenance, especially in the wintertime, because we get the fucking snow and it gets cold and you can't really deal with the water, and you can't deal with the water in your freaking siding and between your walls and things like that. And I can't deal with it because it's not my fucking house, dude. I rent this shit, so I can't do anything about it other than chop the fucking wall down and pay for it later, right? But that's where maintenance comes in, and you contact maintenance and they say, yeah, you're good. And it's like, what are you talking about? What's good? And this is the same guy that not too long ago came outside because I told him to get the fucking cigarette off of my fucking front area, my door, and move his fucking truck over a little bit so my wife can park. And I'm being a dickhead at this point because he's a fucking dickhead. And he looks at me and he goes, you just love to fucking complain, don't you? Now, if I beat him, it's elder abuse. That's just how it goes. Boy, did I want to, man. You know that old saying, you see red? Well, that's where I saw red. And this is where it's kind of leading into right here. Now, in my life, I didn't grow up in a rough time, right? Like, my parents, they were there. My dad was military, so he was in and out, but they were there, okay? But because my dad's military, I never really had anybody to talk to. And, you know, I'm not gonna blame it on him. It's not his fault. That's just how it goes. You become this strong person because of the military, and you have to work your way out of that. And back then, I mean, the help was there, but it wasn't. So, I mean, that's just how he is. He's just a tough dude. And it's like, He tries not to let shit bother him, and I understand it. I get it. I get where he's coming from. But my issue here is that maybe I'm not so tough. Maybe I thought I was, but I'm not. And sometimes you just need somebody to fucking ask a question to, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys know what I'm saying. I'm on TikTok not too long ago, right? And I see this girl's post, and it said something, I didn't save it, but it said something like, you know, why are guys keeping to themselves? Why don't guys open up more? Why don't guys do this, do that? Now this is some info for the boys, right? Nobody's gonna help you. No one's gonna save you, and nobody cares. All right. Now, my wife I can talk to. I've got friends I can talk to, and I completely understand that. But in the end, it's you in your own mind, and you really have to work through that shit. The question about the dog, when we were, you know, having the issues and she was sick and we were freaked out that, you know, maybe we had to put her down, maybe we didn't, we weren't really sure. And then, you know, the answer that I fucking get asking people, you know, miserable. I'm asking people. I just want a fucking response. I don't want you to tell me, yeah, fucking do it, don't do it. I want a fucking response. And it's a man-to-man fucking response. And it's nothing you're ever gonna take blame for. And this is where the guy point of view came into play. And I know I sound fucking frustrated. I am. I'm fucking super frustrated. Because it feels like I'm a failure. But you're not a failure. Alright? So don't think of it like that. If you're going through some shit, maybe you caused the shit. You're not a fucking failure, dude. You're just trying to figure shit out. Alright? So let's just fucking straighten this out. All I wanted from a friend, when I asked the question, do we put her down, is a flat out answer. Is she sick? Is she having issues? I just wanted that second opinion. That's what I wanted. Just for myself. You know, people are like, oh, whatever decision is the decision you make. But no, it's not, right? Because if we kept her alive and she was fucking struggling, which she was, that's a fucking issue. And that's an issue on my end. But if we put her down and she didn't need to be put down, again, it just would have been helpful for somebody to be like, you know what? It sounds like it's a good idea. Sorry to say, but it sounds like it's a good idea. And I wouldn't have come back and been like, you know what? They said that she would have survived. Or, you know what? This and this and this, and you killed my dog. I'm like, no, dude, I would have never done that. And this is not based towards anybody, because I asked a handful of people this question, and I get the same answer. And it's like, you know, sometimes you just don't want to make the decision on your own, and you want somebody else to help you with it. And that's where being a man kind of fails you, because nobody wants to fucking do it. Nobody wants to help you out. So if you ever want that decision made, or you ever have that issue where you're asking yourself a question and you just can't figure it out, fucking hit me up. I promise you, I will give you a logical, ethical, thought about answer. It's not gonna be like, yes, kill the dog, or no, don't kill the dog. It's gonna be, we're gonna go step by step here. We're gonna make a logical decision so that you're not on your own. And that's what pisses me off, dude. We're just on our own. Nobody would have made that decision but me and my wife, but nobody wanted to help me even come up with a thought to say, yes, do it because she's in pain, or do it because of this. You know, that would be my decision. What would you do? That's all I wanted. What would you do in this circumstance? And nobody wanted to give me the what would you do answer. And oh boy, did it suck. It sucked. But yeah, to answer to this TikTok, it was just, nobody's there to help you. Nobody's going to come to your rescue, and it's just not going to happen. You know, maybe some people, maybe the ultra rich, the richy rich families, I get it. some of you guys are just fucking set up, and I understand, dude, and it sucks. It sucks to have to do all this shit all by yourself, but I'm taking it as a learning experience, and I'm saying, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go for it. Let's do it. And yeah, I gotta walk on eggshells a little bit, because I don't have a backing. There is no backing. There's never been a backing. But I'll tell you one thing. With all of the shit that I've had to deal with at this point, 38 years old, if you're 56 and you have a question, if you're 65 and you have a question, if you're 12 and you have a question, just reach out and ask it. You know, I'll help to my best ability, and I can't promise you any actually good answers, but I will try my hardest, just so you don't have to be put in a shit situation. And it all falls back onto this fucking place that I live. And yes, we are trying to get out of here. I know we're gonna be fucking booted out, which I say booted. I said booted out of the military, booted out of my apartment. We're not getting evicted. We're probably gonna get a letter of non-renewal, which, I mean, that sucks, but I don't want to live there anyway, so it's just gonna push us to get the fuck out of there and not pay this douchebag any more fucking money than we already have. Sorry guys, but this is as, you know, vulgar as it is, but it's just a real talk today. It's my only day I've been able to get out. I went to the gym today. I'm not doing steroids, but I want to get big, and I want to get scary, and I just want to be a nice person and just do my own thing, you know? Fuck, dude, I'm just so tired of it. If you guys have any advice, just let me know. I mean, I don't know what to do anymore. But on that note, I gotta go get myself a Valentine's Day card and some candies. And yeah, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, comment down below. I will be back sooner rather than later, hopefully. All this freaking snow, man, is just, it's getting to everybody. I say like and subscribe? I don't know. Like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.